One of the most powerful things to have as a business is probably a lot of followers. Each time you send out a message, a lot of companies and suspects see it, and your network is increasing each time you send out new messages. So how does this work? How do you get a flywheel like that starting, and how do you build up such a huge network? We see from a lot of LinkedIn influencers, for example, and it's not only about LinkedIn influencers, it's also about the YouTube influencers, for example. So maybe it sounds a little bit strange for you that B2B can also be a big thing on YouTube and you can have a lot of followers over there, but it can be. Just like you see for LinkedIn influencers with more than 10,000, 40,000 or maybe even 100,000 followers. This will have a major impact. But how does it work? Where do you start? So I'm going to offer you a few simple steps, a very simple framework to build up your own big network that you can utilize and influence. I'm not only to give you the steps, but I will also dive into those steps for a little bit. What are the key elements of each step in the framework? So let me start with the framework. At the bottom of the pyramid, on your road to the top, where you have a very big network and you are an influencer, you start at the bottom with systemizing your content creation. Because the biggest thing that keeps you from succeeding is making a lot of content very easily, and it drains your motivation. So if it's hard to make a lot of content, you will never be out there in a big way. So systemizing is always the first step. Because you systemize, you create more content, and if you can find consistency in a thing your audience really wants, then you will be credible. And once you're credible, then you can invite other people with much more credibility and much more followers to work together to create content together, so that if you create content together, you get seen by their network. So it's about collaboration, doing a collab, right? So if you have a great way to make great content and you have a great format, and you have credibility, then they love to work with you too. So that's where it's all about. Without credibility, without systemizing, you will never be able to motivate influencers with a lot larger network to tap into their network. So that's key. That's really key. Credibility follows the next step to co-creation and utilizing their networks. And once you do that, you get your flywheel going on. That's the next step to the top of the network. Because if you create content with influencers, you get more content. So you have more and more, for example, videos on your YouTube, and that makes you more credible, and that makes it more easy to invite influencers. Then you get a flywheel going on, and then everything will accelerate much faster each time you do a collab. And then you will see a very fast progress towards becoming an influencer. And this is reachable for any B2B out there. And the biggest hurdle that's leaving them unsatisfied with not being successful is not starting at the bottom. And at the bottom, systemizing your content production is all about content repurposing. Finding a way to create content. Most of the times we use video. And from that video, we create smaller videos. And from that small video, from the big video, we use a transcript. And we use ChatGPT to create posts from it. And we create blogs from it with a prompt from the transcript. So with just one video of 4 to 5 minutes, we create like 8 till 10 pieces of content. And if that's easy, then imagine if you can create in 1 hour each 5 minutes of video, then you can create a shitload of content out there. That's really awesome. So then you systemized it. So that's phase one. If you systemize it, it doesn't take that much effort, and you freed up space to learn and improve the quality of your content. So you can find what works best, what doesn't work best, because you have a lot of things out there. You can learn much faster. And then it's about formats, finding formats that are recognizable and that are all about focus. Finding a focus that makes you recognizable within your target audience. That's the second phase. Finding formats. One of the things you're watching right now is the Marketing Unasked video series. This is an example of that format. It's very simple. It's answering marketing questions, and we do that also with other influencers, and this makes it very easy to invite them. And once they're invited and they do it too, the credibility goes even more up and the flywheel gets it starting. So that's how it works. A very basic framework. It's about at the top, at the bottom of the funnel. It's about systemizing your content creation, templates, tools, processes, then about creating credibility, consistency, formats, and then about collaboration. And from collaboration, it's keeping the flywheel going on and building in a fast track your big network. And any B2B company can do this within 6 to 12 months.